You know that moment when a player glides past defenders like they're not even there, leaving them in the dust? Imagine an entire team built for that kind of speed and skill. Barcelona's 24-25 lineup is exactly that. Packed with electric talent in the likes of Rafael, Lewandowski, and the new kid on the block, Yamal. They've been dubbed the Blitz of speed. And with this new squad, led by Hansi Flick, Barca is ready to blitz past the competition this season. It's not just about style, it's a warning to every defense out there. If you're ready for the speed and skill that's about to take over, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a moment of Barca's dominance. What has always set Barca apart from other teams is their unique style of play and the incredible homegrown talent from La Masia. Think back to the Guardiola era. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets. That legendary quartet was the backbone of a Barcelona team that defined a generation. Are we heading back to those glory days with this current generation? What makes this current Barcelona different is their youthfulness and a coach in Hansi Flick who knows exactly how to get the best out of it. Players like Barcelona, Yamal, Pedri and Gavi might not have even made the bench under Luis Enrique or Pep Guardiola, but they've proven they have the talent and drive to succeed. And you know what? They're already showing it this season. Kicking off a new season with a bang, Barcelona are not just winning matches, they're absolutely smashing it. Scoring goals like it's nothing. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Barca is putting 4, 5, 6 or even 7 goals past La Liga rivals. No one really saw this coming, especially considering the rocky start to the season. Barca came into the new campaign with a bunch of injuries and, of course, those well-known financial struggles. Everyone knows that Barcelona have been having money problems recently. A documentary on the club's struggle in recent times is sure to make a Netflix blockbuster. From having to sell off assets to afford players, signing free agents, and even struggling to register them, the club has been through it. But all of that seems like a distant memory now that the team has started the 24-25 season. The Catalan is playing with the kind of confidence and swagger that brings back memories of the good old days. We're talking fast, vertical football full of energy, pressing and constant movement. And you know what the best part is? Everyone's clicking. The young guns like Yamal and Pedri are shining, while the more experienced players like Rafael and Lewandowski are stepping up too. Barca's got their groove back, and it's clear they're here to dominate this season. The front line of Yamal, Rafael and Lewandowski has been on fire, combining for 23 goals as of game week 9. To put that into perspective, the next closest attacking trio in European football is 5 goals behind. This front three looks much sharper than last season, and they have one man to thank, Hansi Flick. Yep, the same Hansi Flick who was in charge of the Bayern team that handed Barcelona that brutal 8-2 defeat 4 years ago, has brought his high-octane kamikaze football to Catalonia. Who would have thought? Apparently, the German has always dreamt of coaching Barca, and it just so happened that the universe has rewarded him. Flick's Barcelona isn't just a team of talented players, it operates like a well-oiled machine. His system is all about being drilled to perfection, with each player knowing their role inside and out. For Flick, consistency and focus are non-negotiable. He demands his players stay locked in at all times, and that's exactly what they've been doing. It's through this focus that Barca has been able to pull off some of Flick's more daring, high-risk tactics with ease. What makes Flick's start even more impressive is that he's doing all the work without key players like Dani Olmo, Gavi, Fermin and Frenkie de Jong, who are all sidelined with injuries. Yet, despite these setbacks, Barca has been steamrolling the competition. After a 3-0 win at Alves, they've now scored 28 goals in just 9 games, leaving the rest of La Liga in pursuit. The biggest winner in Hansi Flick's Barcelona so far has been Rafael. The Brazilian had a tough time since signing for Barca, with fans divided on his performances. But these days, he's playing like a man on a mission. The Brazilian is even wearing the captain's armband, with Ter Stegen out injured. So what's changed? Honestly, not much. Same player, different manager, and completely different results. It's as simple as that. When Lamine Yamal burst onto the scene, people thought he'd take over Rafinha's spot on the right wing. Before that, it was Rafinha versus Dembele for the same position. But Rafinha has silenced all the doubters. Not only has he held his place, but but he's also adapted brilliantly to new roles as a left winger and even as an attacking midfielder. Flick's style demands ruthless direct play, even if it means sacrificing possession. Under Xavi, the focus was all about dominating the game by holding the ball, which made Barca's play predictable and left the players, including Rafael, a bit lost when trying to break through defences. For Rafael, Flick's system is exactly what he needed. He thrives on high energy, aggressive attacking football, and now, under Flick, he's been allowed to play that way. The result? 6 goals and 6 assists in just 11 matches. It's like a completely new player. Another player who's rediscovered his spark under Hansi Flick is Robert Lewandowski. It's not that he's been bad, but during Xavi's time in charge, there were moments where Louis just didn't look himself. Whether he was getting pushed around by defenders or making some questionable decisions with the ball, it was clear something wasn't working. These days, Lewandowski has got his mojo back, reminding us what he's capable of. It makes perfect sense that Flick would get the best out of Lewandowski. I mean, they had an incredible partnership at Bayern, where Louis had his best ever season under Flick's guidance. Fast forward to this season at Barcelona, and the Polish striker already has 12 goals in just 11 appearances across all competitions. Before the October international break, he grabbed a hat-trick against Alves, proving the old man still has it. In fact, he became the first Barcelona player to score a first-half hat-trick in La Liga since, you guessed it, Lionel Messi back in 2020. If Lewandowski keeps up this form, who's to say a Ballon d'Or isn't in his future? Especially with this Barcelona team that has Lamine Yamal in it. Speaking of Yamal, where do we even begin? It feels just like yesterday he was breaking records as a 16-year-old and leading Spain to victory in the Euros. Now, he's only getting better. It's not just that he's a joy to watch. The kid is dangerous with the ball. Whether it's those jaw-dropping Trivela assists, his signature crosses from the right wing, or his slick dribbles, Yamal plays like he's been doing this for years. He's not afraid to take on responsibility, which is applaudable considering his young age. There are some concerns that he may be playing too many games, and honestly, defenders wouldn't mind if this kid took a break. But it's insane how we're starting to treat what Yamal does as normal. Trust me, no 17-year-old should be pulling off what he's doing on a weekly basis. With 5 goals and 5 assists in 11 matches this season, the stats don't tell the full story. He's probably the best young player on the planet right now. The kid is a true generational talent. And no, that's not an exaggeration. From one La Masia product to another, Barcelona also has Dani Olmo to rely on. He hit the ground running, scoring on his debut and picking up 3 goals and 3 assists before injuries halted his stellar return to Barcelona. Everywhere you look, this Barcelona team is stacked with firepower. But the big question is, can they maintain this form and beat Real Madrid to the La Liga title? At the start of the season, everyone handed the title to Madrid, and for good reason. After years of chasing him, they finally signed Kylian Mbappe, adding him to a squad that already has Ballon d'Or contenders, like Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. On paper, it looks like a done deal, but things haven't been so smooth for Los Blancos. They're still struggling to find their rhythm and cohesion on the pitch. Meanwhile, this Barcelona team doesn't look like they're here to show any mercy. They're swift and ruthless. And with the kind of speed and attacking flair they have up front, they could easily run away with the title. And who's to say they can't? This team is built to dominate. As always, thanks for watching.